I'm Jincy Kelly, fitness trainer, minister, and author. Welcome to the Fit Mind, Fit Body show. And my guest today is Sola Ravine. When I met her, I just love the name. Sola, she is full of light. And we just had this instant connection. And she told me her story. She used to be 250 pounds. She's a model and a dancer. But just some of her journey that is so inspiring. And I hope that when you actually listen to her story, that you will be able to see people who are probably a little bit overweight still, but when you learn their whole story, that your perspective changes and shifts. So I wanted to introduce Sola Ravine. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So can you tell us, can you share a little bit about you?
Yes. So I am a model, and like you said, dancer. I'm a mom.
You're a model, you're a mom, and you're a dancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do film with my film group. We work with the homeless youth community.
Okay.
And I also do music as well.
You do music?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you. You were 250 pounds.
Yeah.
And as a 250-pound woman, you were still modeling, which is amazing because a lot of times they want a size 0 or a size 1, but she was here modeling, but she had a desire to want to change. And what inspired you to want to lose weight and to get on this weight loss journey?
It was honestly other people's opinion of me. Like having them judge me and tell me like, you're never going to be this, you can't be that. It was like, let me prove it to you. And then also like within myself, like I've always wanted to model ever since I was really young. So
your desire and your ambition to want to model is what inspired you to lose your weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Sola is also a dancer, and she was telling me about how sometimes when she's at the club that customers will say pretty mean things to her. So Sola, I want you to share some of your stories and how you deal with it.
Right. Most of the time, I mean, it's not everybody that comes in is negative towards me. There's a lot of folks who do support me and do come see me. But some gentlemen will just be like, oh, you're fat, why are you on stage? And I just keep dancing. I'm like, you know, my whole like thought process is like, you do not pay my bills, so why should I care about your opinion kind of thing. You know, like you're not helping me succeed in life, so your opinion to me is just an opinion.
That's awesome.
So.
And so when you share your story of how you used to be 250 pounds, how does their perspective shift?
A lot of them they don't think it's true because they're like, oh, like you're so thin now. How'd you go from being like super like skinny with eating disorder to being fat to now looking how you look? And some of them inspires them. Like I also have a lot of females who are like, well, you're really inspiring to me to like model or even just feel pretty within themselves like they should, you know.
Do you feel pretty within yourself?
Absolutely.
What caused that shift to make you feel pretty within yourself?
My mindset.
Tell me a little bit more about how you worked on your mindset.
I was dealt with depression really bad, and there was a point in time in my life where I just had to sit down with myself and like my sister told me, like, if you're so unhappy, just change it. Like it may be hard, but once you like change it, it'll get better. And so I just literally was like wrote down all the things that I didn't like and I just work on them.
So you made a list of all the things you don't like about yourself?
And then I also had to write down all the things. For every negative thought I had to write 3 things positive.
So for you made a list of all the things you didn't like about yourself, and then she made a list of 3 positive things about what she didn't like about herself. She wrote 3 positive things. And then tell me a little bit about that journey.
It was hard. It was difficult. There'd be times that I would just get frustrated and be like, oh, screw it, whatever. And then I became vegan for 3 years, and I lost a lot of weight being vegan. Like it's all plant-based.
Yes.
And so doing that and working out, and then I started dancing full time. And that was just like, you know, like I said, also other people's opinion was just like, I would have photographers be like, oh, you're too fat to like model for me. And I was like, okay, I'll find someone who wants to, you know. Like I was telling that photographer that flew all the way from Colorado to work with me because he was like, you're beautiful. Like you don't have to be tiny to model, like, you know, so.
So there's different photographers that didn't want to shoot her, but she said, forget it. There's always someone that loves her and likes her the way she is. A photographer flew in from Colorado. Said, I love your body, I love the way you look. So there's just different looks that appeals to different people.
Even there's someone for everyone.
Right, there's someone
Absolutely.
for everyone. Different looks, we need that. The world needs different looks, different sizes, different faces, different accents,
Absolutely.
different everything. That's what makes the world a beautiful place. And Solar told me the story about when she works at the club and she's a dancer, that there are some customers that will come to her and say, you're fat or you're overweight. And then she says, but I used to be 250 pounds. And when she tells them their story, that story, then it changes their perspective. Suddenly, you are not judging somebody who has a little bit more flab, and she's got a son. So she doesn't have a super flat stomach. She's come so far. So when you learn someone's full story, we tend to judge them less. So if you saw her, but you said, no, but I used to be 250 pounds, and then she shows a photograph of what she looked like when she was 250 pounds versus 164 pounds now?
65.
165 pounds now. And that's a huge progress.
I'll take a pound off. That's cool.
What's that?
I said I'll take a
164
pound off.
pounds.
I'm kidding.
So I think that when we begin to see people and when we begin to understand their full life and their full journey, we begin to appreciate people and we begin to judge them less, and we begin to truly connect with people. And really, I hope that when we see people that are overweight, maybe you're on a journey of losing weight and you have been the victim of people telling you that, oh, you're fat.
Just
but
being
begin
judgy.
What's that?
Oh, I said just judging in general.
Or just judging you in general. I think if they begin to understand your whole story, that people's perspective will shift. So I think just like Sola, she doesn't shy away from sharing her full story, her struggles and her victories. And I think when we begin to do that, when we begin to stand up for who we are, when we share our full story with pride, people are changed around us, because the truth is we all have boxes that we put people in. The truth is we are all going to judge people. Whether we like it or not, it's just the way we're brought up from the time we are little children. But I think what can happen to change that judgmental behavior of people is when we as individuals stand up and rise up to our full story. When we walk with confidence and with a spirit of not being a victim, but a spirit of being a victor, we will begin to shift people's perspectives that they have towards us. But we have to share our full story with confidence and with power. So thank you so much, Solar, for sharing your story with so much confidence and with so much wholeness that it changed me when she started sharing her story. And that wraps up the Fit Mind, Fit Body show today, and we will see you at the next show.